these stars, rock and rolling through the cool guitars. Chuck's got the questions, digging so sharp, peeling back layers, hitting the heart. Chuck's new podcast, blowing your mind. Every topic.
What up?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm just chilling. How are you?
Pretty good. Is that a dog in the background I see?
Yeah, that's Juniper.
Oh, nice. Well behaved then? Won't be barking on the call or anything?
Nah, definitely not.
Oh, perfect. What is that? What is that? Is that a Xena the Warrior Princess cardboard cutout?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. I didn't even see her face. That's from the body. I could recognize it.
She's got a little IKEA hat on. Yeah.
That's fun. I like this. I like looking to see what you have back there. That's exciting. Rather than just a boring white background or whatever.
I have a very boy room.
Is this your studio or?
Oh, this is where I live. This is where I live, brother.
Do you guys do some podcasts of your own, right? It's like a joint thing or something.
I do a game show with my two best friends. It's like I don't. It's a game show. It's kind of like somewhat movie, the acting trivia, kinda, but not really. It's in the film and TV world, but it's just a silly game show I created.
Oh, okay. So what is your wheelhouse in terms of movie and besides Xena the Warrior Prince? Do you like all like sitcoms and stuff too, or like all over, or do you have a certain
Yeah,
niche?
I like everything. Lately I've been into like a lot of horror. I just saw Final Destination Bloodlines
Oh,
yesterday.
really? How was that? I wanted to see that.
I liked it. I actually liked it. I mean, obviously it's like one of those where it's yeah, it's anxiety inducing, but it's fun. It was a fun one.
Yeah, I just went back and watched all the other ones, so I was caught up I didn't realize somebody said that part 5 was a prequel, which I was like, oh, I didn't think I noticed that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I even saw that one, to be honest.
Yeah, there's so many movies and sequels and remakes now and reboots. It's like it's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah, and then all the trailers for the movie was all horror films, and like half of them were like reboots or remakes. Like they're doing what is coming out? I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that with Jennifer Love Hewitt back in the day.
she's in the trailer.
She's in this one. Okay, so
She's in it, and Freddie Prinze.
Oh wow, yeah, I haven't seen him in anything in a long time.
Yeah.
I love when they say like I think I saw one of these on Jennifer Love Hewitt where they're like Jennifer Love Hewitt, she's unrecognizable. And it's like, you mean she got older? Like it's been like 20 some years. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
No work done, just getting old.
Yeah, if you don't do work, you get older. It's this crazy idea that it's like Hollywood doesn't understand it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of dramatic. Did you see that George Wendt died, or do you know who that is?
I don't think so. I mean, I've heard the name. Let me look
Have you
this
ever
up.
watched Cheers? You might be too young.
No, I did not watch Cheers. I know what it is.
Yeah, he was a star of that show. He just died. Like I just saw that right before we jumped on there. It was crazy. Do you know comedian Ronan Hirschberg?
Yeah, so funny. So funny.
Yeah. I had him on a few years ago. It was so crazy. We're sitting there talking and he's like, "Oh, hold on, I got to check." And he's checking his phone. And he goes, "Oh, Norm Macdonald died." I was like,
Oh my God.
"What?" And then like changed the whole like episode. I was trying to have all these questions for him. Then I was like, he's like, Norm Macdonald's one of my favorite comedians. So to find that out in the middle of the interview, it was so crazy. It just shifted the entire vibe of the interview. I was like, I don't know what to talk about now.
Well, I don't really know who the Wentz guy is, so I think the vibe will stay the same.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah. I know. I mean, I was a fan of cheer. It's like, I think that's one thing. Cause how old are you? You're younger, right? You're like in your what, 20s or
No, I'm 34.
you're 34, okay, early 30s. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you haven't really experienced it like as much, but it's weird. The older you get, the more people you know, more celebrities, your friends, the more people you know that die. It's this weird thing. It's kind of like
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing it. I'm kind of seeing it now. I'm seeing a lot of those I'm just like realizing a lot of the people that I grew up watching are just like all the people who are my age that I would see on TV. They're all like moms, dads on TV now. It's like, oh wow. Like I was thinking about this. Like I used to watch Rugrats growing up, right? And now I'm like, oh, I'm like actually the age of the parents, and I don't relate. You know what I mean? I'm not relating to the Rugrats anymore. Just I'm the age of the parents, and that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, that is something that is weird when you watch movies when you're a kid and it's a family movie or whatever. Or there's a parents in it and there's the kids, and you relate to the kids when you're a kid, and then as
Hmm.
you get older, you relate to the parents. You're like, oh, I see where they're coming from. I see why that dad is so angry.
Yeah.
I feel that pain.
Now I look back on Rugrats, I was like, he owned a house at my, that's crazy. What? How?
Yeah, that is a crazy thing with your generation. It's really hard to own a house. Whereas I feel like in the 1950s and 60s, like that was the American dream. You could buy a house for like nothing. It was like so cheap. And now the housing prices are outrageous. It's insane. I don't know if they're going to be able to buy, people are going to be able to buy houses.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the dream is to make it in this business and buy a house. Me and my girlfriend were actually talking about it a little bit ago, and we're like, we were both like, you better make it so we can buy a house.
The pressure's on you. Does she, is she in the business too? Or what does she do?
She is. No, we're
Oh,
both pressuring each other like, hey,
oh, okay.
you better book something quick. We're running out of time.
Yeah. I mean, because the thing is, I feel like now everyone's got to do like multiple things. Like back in the day, you could just be a comedian. Now you got to be a
Hmm.
comedian, podcaster, do social media, act, write, produce, like all these
Hmm.
other things.
Yeah, and it's like, and if you don't do another thing, it's like you're gonna get left in the dust. You gotta do everything now. Um, I think it's just because if you do everything, it's kind of easier for everyone else to like hop on what you're doing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. Have you noticed that? Is that how you have grown most of your following is through clips with comedy and social media?
yeah, most of it has been off clips. And I don't, I'm not, I need to post more. Like I know, like I'm not like the social media guru person, but a lot of my following has come from just like a random clip popping off.
Yeah. I heard you say something about how some of the clips that don't do well, it's because you felt like the joke wasn't finished. But if the joke is finished, then it usually does pretty well.
Yeah, I've noticed if like, because sometimes I'll panic post and I'll just chop up something real quick because I'm like, oh, I need to post.
Hmm.
And then I post it. And then obviously in like a couple weeks or like a month, I like look back at it. I'm like, oh, this wasn't that good. The joke is so good now. I wish I waited to post it now when the joke is like better. And I noticed that. I've noticed sometimes when I panic post, it doesn't do good. But when I sit on a joke and I finish it and then I put it out, it does way better. It does well.
Yeah, it seems like the process for me. I mean, I'm not a comedian, but I interview a lot, and it seems like what they do is they will do get this material, practice it, take it around the country,
Hmm.
and then hone it, and then do a special, and then you post the special, then you chop up the special into little bits,
Hmm.
and then you post all the bits, and then you start a new and then you just start the process all over again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what the goal is for this year is to shoot something uh, and then do that. Because I haven't shot a special or anything yet, so I would like to.
Yeah, but you do have like professional shot. Like I don't know, it's like the Don't Tell comedy or something. Like you
Mhm.
have stuff that's professionally shot. Is that from like a group thing where they just gave you like 10 minutes or something? Or
Yeah, yeah. So those are just I think they're called secret sets, and
Hmm.
they just handpick whoever they want, and then you get a little tiny 10-minute set. I guess maybe it's like a miniature special, but it's a short set, and they put it out and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I think that's how I found you was I watched some of your clips and stuff, and I was like, oh, this stuff is great. And then you did James Corden, I think. I mean, that was a while ago, but were
Yeah.
you able to chop up the bits from that, or does he own those?
No, I was able to chop them up. I just they sent me. I think either they sent me the set. I don't know. I don't remember, but or I just took it off YouTube. Either way, they didn't say
Oh,
anything when I posted it,
okay.
so I think it's okay. And the show's gone, so
Yeah. Oh,
they
that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
can't really do anything. They can't come after me.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that was like before. I think when I did that, that was before clips was even a thing. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think when that came out, reels weren't a thing yet. Reels came out like maybe a few like post pandemic, I think, and then
Yeah. I do remember like because Mark Norman, that's how I discovered him, was around the same time, 2019. And I think you're right. I don't think it was reels though. I think it was just Instagram videos or
yeah,
something.
you could just post
And
a video,
yeah.
and it would just nobody was captioning. It was just like sometimes you just post a video, and then for a minute I was like anti do that, but now it's like you have to do it. But at the beginning I
Right.
was like this, but it looks nicer now. Back then it was just like. It looked kind of like it was just like almost like a home video, It was like a
Right.
tiny little square. Nobody was doing long, like you just post videos. Um, but then later when the reels came out, I actually like chopped it up and put it out, and then it did. Some of them did pretty good.
Yeah, that's the tough thing too. And then you can also, I think what a lot of comedians seem to do now is because to keep up, because obviously if you're honing a special, you don't have 5 days of material every week. But I think what a lot of comedians post is their crowd work.
Yeah, a lot of crowd work. Because that's just the easiest to clip farm. I think you know what that means, right?
Yeah, like
Okay.
get clips from flip
Yeah.
farm. I've never heard that term, but that makes sense.
Yeah. So definitely the easiest thing to do because you could just it's a new moment every time. So like when you're doing crowd work, it's rare like the same thing pops up. So yeah, it's a good way of getting followers, and I do it too. Everybody does it. I think you kind of have to.
Do you
Just
like crowd work? Because like to me, that always seemed like the hardest part, to think on your feet and to have the joke like boom, like right away, like to react. But comedians, they always tell me like, oh, that's the easiest part.
because you get used to it. Like after you do it enough times, like it becomes like a reflex, like how to think on your feet and stuff. Like you just do it enough times, you get good at it. And when I first started, I wasn't a crowd work comedian at all. I was like kind of not anti that, but I was kind of too scared to do it. I was just like, I wrote these, just appreciate these, and I'll do whatever. But then I started doing it, and then it became really fun and less scary. And sometimes it's just like you get tired of your jokes, and sometimes you just want to connect and be loose. Maybe it's like you're super drunk on a second show on a Friday, and you're like, I don't want to do these bits anymore. And then you just riff, have fun with the audience, and I think the audience likes it. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what like one of the comedians I've had on a couple times. Do you know Ryan O'Flanagan at all?
Not personally, but yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, I think he's pretty funny, and I went to his show because I watch a lot of his like short video. He does more like skit kind of humor,
Hmm.
but I hadn't seen a lot of his stand up. So then I finally went to see his stand up, and like I was like, oh, this is kind of like you're just hanging out with him. Like he's just like
Yeah.
riffing. Like it was a lot of crowd work, and he said
Hmm.
that's how he likes his shows to be. Like you're just hanging out with him, and I was like, I like that. That's actually like a fun show to go to.
Yeah, I feel like audiences love. I mean, I think everybody loves authenticity. So when you're doing crowd work, you're kind of just like you're chilling. They get to see kind of the real you and like how you react to things, and it's a fun moment.
Yeah, I think that you nailed it right there, authenticity, because that's what I love about comedians now. Because if you look at back at the history of comedy, like when comedians first started, I
Hmm.
mean, even through like the 80s and 90s, I feel like a lot of jokes were it's almost too scripted. Like you can
Hmm.
tell they're telling, and if you watch a
Hmm.
lot of comedy, you can almost figure out where the joke is going.
Yes.
And I don't like that. I think that this new style of comedy where there's more crowd work and more authenticity, and even when you're telling a joke, it doesn't sound like you're writing a joke. It sounds like you're just talking. Like your
Yeah.
joke about how I love your joke about how you're like, I'm an Asian dude with glasses.
Yeah.
Doesn't look smart. I mean, that just sounds like you're just thinking out loud, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Me personally, I try to like a lot of the bits that I'm doing now. It kind of I try to make sure I add an aspect of like I talk to the audience. So it's kind of like I'm doing planned crowd work just so I can get clips and stuff, but it's in the like either the beginning or the middle of the bit where I have the full bit. Like I could do the bit without the crowd work. Like the bit's there, but I do like to add like um I have a bit about how I used to be a preschool teacher, right? And it's on my Comedy Central set. But now if I still do the bit, I just ask if there's any teachers in the audience. And then we talk about teaching for like a few minutes. And then I get to hear people's experiences. So it doesn't feel as it's just a bit. Now it's just like, oh, it's a bit, but let me hear how y'all feel about what you were like when you were teaching and stuff like that. And then it goes back into the bit.
Were
So
you
I've
the
been doing
one?
that a lot.
Okay, because I can't remember if this was I get so mixed up sometimes because I watch so many clips and comedy. Were you the one that had the bit about where you asked the guy like how long they've been teaching and they said like 40 years and they're like, oh, so you were around when you used to be able to hit kids or
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that was
Yeah.
your yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I'll do that. Like I'll do that. And like I don't
that's
need to
great.
do that part, but I just do it because it kind of gets me out of like because I do these bits all the time, like every weekend, the same
Mhm.
bits, like running the hour and stuff like that. So that little section just gets me out of um the what is it called? Like the repetitiveness, it feels more fun and interactive and improv like, so I'm not bored just reciting the same thing I've been saying this whole weekend.
Yeah. So do you have kind of like almost canned responses to some of these things that people say? Or like, because what do you do if someone throws a curveball? Like, do you just react and then you're able to just make it funny because it's weird? Or,
Yeah, I'll react. I'll react. I'll find something. But a lot of the times when I'm doing these, yes, some people say the same exact thing, and I'll just say what I said to the
Mhm.
last person, and it still works. So I'm okay. But then someone will throw me. I like when people throw me the curveballs because then that's a new clip right there, or that's a new thing I can add to the arsenal.
Yeah. And then how do you deal with the hecklers? Do you have your canned responses for that as well?
You know what's crazy? I never get heckled.
Really?
Never. Like, of course, it's happened. Maybe I want to say just a handful of times. I don't get heckled ever.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is. Someone once told me when I got off stage that I'm uh awkwardly comforting. That was my vibe. They were like, "Your vibe is just so awkwardly comforting," and I can see that. Like in a lot of my bits and how I talk and like the style of my comedy, like. I don't think it opens it up for people to yell at things at me.
But some people are just drunken assholes and it has nothing to do with you or like if you're a good comedian or bad or like they're
True.
just drunk and they're just going to yell shit.
That's true. But luckily, like that's only happened to me a couple of times. Um, yeah, I've never really had to deal with like a crazy, crazy drunk person. Oh, there's one and I got a bad Yelp review on that one.
Wait, how
This
do
is
you get a
true.
Yelp? Do you have a Yelp page or what?
No, the club that I was
Oh,
performing at, they got a bad Yelp review, and they're like, "Hey, what happened last night?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll tell it after this." But yeah, I don't get heckled that often, and I think it's because the energy I put out. It's like I'm not scared, but I feel like people watch me and they're like, "We shouldn't bother this kid." You know what I mean?
hmm.
I don't feel like I give out like aggressive energy, so no one really comes at me. They're just like, "Oh, he's chilling up there. Why bother him?" Like kind of thing. They, yeah, I was doing this club, and this is my fault too. I shouldn't have done it, but I was in Texas, and I have this bit I love to do about how I like California, and it's just a bit about how California is great, and the punchline is like, I think California is like people are like, "Oh, California's so nice. Why is there so much crime? Why is there so much crime in California?" And I'm like, yeah, because our criminals are just better. You know what I mean? And then, but I couldn't even get to that part. I was just trying to live. I was just doing the premise, and then there's this lady in the audience, and she was like, "California fucking sucks." you're in Texas right now, like you can't be doing this kind of. But the bit in the end kind of shits on California. It kind of saying like, because crime is not, criminals aren't good. You know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah.
not, that's not a good thing to be bragging about. So, but she wouldn't even let me get to that, and then she was just like naming off like your taxes are a fucking joke, like just naming, just like she was so upset that I even was just like, California's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, probably shouldn't have done it in Texas, but it's not like something to like, she wanted to fight me. She like
Yeah.
legit wanted to like fist fight me.
That seems like a great place to have a debate about this is during a comedy show while the comedian is talking.
Yeah. And it's not like I was shitting on Texas. I was like,
Oh,
I love Texas. I think Texas is great.
which
Uh,
part of Texas was it?
Houston.
Ooh, yeah, that's like, is that like,
Which is my second like favorite comedy city
oh, really?
outside of like San Francisco, where I'm from. But yeah, I love Houston so much. But
Have you
then
ever been to Austin? I want to go back there now that Rogan has a club there. Like that, I don't even know if I can get in. It seems like it's like kind of like there's a waiting list or something to get into that club.
yeah, I was just in Austin recently. I didn't even try to I don't even know if I would get in there just because it's so packed
Really?
all the time. Yeah.
How would you go about trying to perform at something like that? Like, do you have to like know somebody or do you?
Yeah. I think I'd have to ask a few favors to get in there. And that would just to be like maybe get in, but to even get on that stage, I don't even know who. I don't know that many people over there, but yeah, and
You
then
have a home club in LA?
yeah, I would say I'm like Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach. I'm there like a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
And
Yeah.
that's a really fun club. They're really, really cool.
That's funny because so I'm from Seattle originally, and
Okay.
we followed this comedian Fahim, and we went to go see Fahim at Hermosa. It was like right when he had moved to LA, and we did a trip to LA, and we went to the Hermosa Beach comedy thing, and he was opening for Joe Coy, who you opened for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Joe Coy did like 2 hours or something. It was insane.
Damn. At Comedy Magic?
Yeah.
That's so funny because I opened that's how I got into Comedy Magic. I opened for Joe at Comedy Magic at one time.
Yeah, and it was weird. Like it was sold out. So Fahim's like, "Oh, sorry, it's sold out, but you can stand. So you just come in. I'll get you in through the back or whatever." So we go in there, and then somebody opens the door. This really tall guy walks in, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Kevin Nealon!" And Kevin Nealon was like, he went up on stage, and then he was standing there watching, like right next to us. We're like, "Whoa, that's Kevin Nealon! Cool."
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
tall? I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, he's like 6'8" or something. Has he never performed?
Really?
You never seen him perform there? I thought that was him.
Not when I'm there. I haven't seen him
Okay.
when I'm there. I've never seen him in person, I don't think.
I thought that was his home club, or it used to be. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Just we weren't there on the same night.
And
Definitely possible.
didn't Leno used to perform there too?
He's there all the time.
Oh yeah.
He's there all the time. Like I want to say like every week, maybe like on a Monday or Sunday. He's always over there.
Do you talk to him or interact with him at all? Or
No.
no?
No. He's because he has his own special night. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like I'll do like the Friday or Saturday, which is like a bunch of comics going up. I think it's like 10 comics. It's a showcase night on Fridays and Saturdays. It's just a bunch of locals or people who are in town. They go up and do a few minutes, and then Leno, he just gets his own night.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you guys don't have headliners going through Hermosa Beach that would stop there. Like
Oh
on
yeah,
tour?
yeah.
Oh.
They would be there. They would do they would either have their own night or they would
Oh,
just hop on the same show as us. But he's so big and he has like his own thing that
sure.
he it wouldn't be uh beneficial financially for him to just do 10 minutes on a show with a bunch of younger guys, you know?
Gotcha. So, and you're still tight with Joe Coy? Does he perform there as well?
Yeah, he's so busy. He's like shooting a bunch of stuff. I don't see him around doing the clubs as much, but yeah, he's still around. We're still really cool. I went to one of his where did I go? I went over to Vegas and watched his T-Mobile like arena show, which was like crazy, and we all hung out over there.
Damn, he's really yeah. Because I remember, I think, like I said, we went to go see Fahim, and I don't even think I knew who Joe Coy was. And I met him, he was super nice and everything. And then now it's like, yeah, you see him doing these arenas and stuff. And I was like, man, I should have got a picture with him.
You still probably could if you see him around. He's like one of the nicest dudes.
Yeah.
He meets all his like fans or anyone who wants to talk. He's so generous.
Yeah, he came up and he gave Fahim a big hug. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, he was so nice. I think he let Fahim open for him, I think on a tour too. I think it wasn't just at that show. I think they went on a few different shows together.
Nice. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, Joe's he's really good to younger comics. Like he'll take people out and stuff, and it's such a fun time. I was doing
Yeah,
that for
'cause
a little bit in like 2021 or 22.
that helped you. That helped your career too, because he had you in the Netflix special, right? In his element.
Yeah, yeah. No, that helped. That helped a lot. It helped in such like an interesting way because I did the late night with James Corden in 2019, and then I moved to LA like at the same time, like right before I taped, I moved to LA. And then I did Corden and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm in LA, I'm in the scene. I feel like I have friends here. This feels good. And then the pandemic happened like 4 months later.
Hmm.
So, but luckily we shot the Netflix thing in January of 2020. So when it came out in June. So during the pandemic, that came out. So it looked like I was still doing stuff. So I still it like even though everybody was inside, I still kind of had momentum. So
Yeah.
when the pandemic ended, I was able to still like keep the momentum going because something came out during lockdown.
Yeah, that helps. That's not, yeah, because that a lot of people's careers. I interview a lot of musicians too, and they were really struggling because they make all their money on. I mean, you can't sell records as a musician anymore. You
Yeah.
have to tour. So when you
Yeah.
can't tour, you're just like screwed.
Yeah. Do they not make money like a lot of money on streaming? Or is it
I mean, if you're like, yeah, if you're like, huge, if you're like Kendrick Lamar or something, but
sure?
even I think even those guys, I don't think they make a lot of money on the streaming. So you make money on touring, merchandise, and then like if you get your song placed like in a commercial or like a
Mm,
movie or something like that. But yeah, I don't think the streaming, I feel like one of the biggest songs, I think it was like the Rolling Stones, like Satisfaction, like it only made like 50,000 in streaming and it had like, billions of views or something crazy number like that where you're just like,
damn.
wow, you'd think that that would be enough that they could, but it's like if they sell it, I think in the commercial, like I think was it Microsoft or something, they had to pay millions of dollars for them to use it, like 15 seconds of it in a commercial. So
Damn.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it is really weird. Like, and because how does that work with comedians? I mean, you get paid, I'm assuming some for the clips that you like on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, you get some revenue for those views, right?
Yeah, but not like a lot. It's not for at least me, no, not a lot. I know like some people can, but it for me it's just like a tiny little check because it's like I'm not consistently getting millions and millions of views. But I know a few people who get those and it could be lucrative, but like you said, for like the smaller guys, it's like it's not
What
as
about
crazy.
Sirius? You mentioned that you're on SiriusXM because I had
Hmm.
Liz Mealy on here. I mean, she has a lot of specials. She does a new
Yeah,
special like once every other year, and
yeah,
she says like her SiriusXM clips that pays her rent, and she lives in New York. So
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, serious. I get a cool little check off that for sure. Yeah, that one's interesting. I don't even know how it works, but every month I get like a little check, and that's nice. I it because like that me and my friends made an album together, and then that we don't get like anything. It's like a couple cents or something,
oh
like
really?
from like people buying the album. But then for some reason, it's like I don't know what's going on over at Sirius, but that's a little more money for sure.
Yeah, like they have more money to give or something. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't. I have no idea.
Yeah, so
I
it all
don't.
adds up a little bit here, a little bit there, but probably the bulk of your for comedians, it's still touring, right?
It's
Doing
like
shows.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like a little bit of everything, bro. Like that's why we all got to do stuff. Like got to do like everything because it's like yeah, touring, and they'll do these random tapings like the don't tells or like this thing I did one recent for CBS, commercials, writing gigs. It comes from everywhere.
Yeah, the writing. I know Fahim. He got a job. I think it was at the United States of Al or one of those sitcoms,
I
and
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's how he paid for like his house and stuff. And like that was a great gig for him.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I feel like he's too talented for that. But hey, take what you can get, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, because it's sometimes the things that you think pay money don't, and then the things that don't really do. It's,
Really, like what?
well, it's like you think the album sales would make a lot of money, but then it doesn't. But then the series makes you a lot of money. Or like
Yeah, that's true.
sometimes a weekend at a club will pay, it's like a okay amount of money, but then you'll just do some random taping where you do a 5 minute set and they give you like thousands and thousands. It's just like random.
Well, yeah, and like opening for the bigger acts. I'm assuming like if Joe Coy's like, hey, I want you to open for like one of my arena shows, like that probably pay
Mhm.
really well, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Depends on which one it is. And yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then yeah, just like, I think yeah, it all adds up, and then also I think what isn't do you ever do corporate gigs? Like I know those would probably be the worst like you wouldn't enjoy it, but it would probably pay the best.
Uh, yeah, it pays so good. A
Yeah.
lot of them pay. Like I'm actually doing one in June.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, yeah, they pay great. I mean, companies have a lot of money and they just want entertainment. Like that actually, corporates like kind of saved my life in the pandemic.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I made
Okay.
so much money doing corporate Zooms during the
Really?
pandemic for like
Huh.
a whole like year, and it was like stupid amount of money.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it was
That's
weird.
interesting, but it's probably your least favorite way to perform, is my guess.
Oh, 100%. Like 100%. During the pandemic, like when everything shut down, it was only Zoom shows, and then like all these like companies, like yeah, I don't know who did it. I don't. I'm not gonna name any, but like a few big companies would hit me up and they just, hey, do like 10 minutes, and or like with these other comics, or do like 30 minutes, and then they just give you like a fat check.
Can you hear people laughing on the or how does that work? Like,
Yeah, yeah. So in the Zoom, it'd just be like this, like but just a bunch of people,
okay.
and then we would just, you could hear them. It wouldn't be that different from a live audience. It was good depending on your internet. It'd be laggy a little bit, and the laughs would come in later, but it was all right. And I don't do too many live ones. Like I don't really get asked to do those that often. But
Yeah,
but they're not bad. They're not the worst. They're just kind of like I'm definitely censored a little bit when I go into these
sure.
things. They have all these asks of like, don't talk about this, don't talk about this, don't mention the CEO is gonna be here. Don't say shit to that guy, please.
Hey, we want you to do a show with Pfizer.
Yeah.
Don't say anything bad about Pfizer. These guys,
Yeah,
this is a great company, and yeah, that'd be interesting.
exactly. I got fired from one.
Really?
Yeah, I got fired from one in the pandemic. It was just some random company, and then they wanted me to do a show for their US office at 11 a.m. in the morning, which was like, sure, whatever. And then again at 1 a.m. in the morning, like
What
later
the fuck?
for their Asian office.
Oh,
And then I did the show, and I thought it was great. I thought it was fun, and um then they sent me an email in the middle of the day, was like, hey, that was cool, but can you like try not to say these things that you said in your set earlier? Because I would like make fun of like everybody in like a fun way, right?
sure.
Like in my bits, um like yeah, it involves like race stuff, but it's like funny. Like I make it funny, you know?
Yeah, that's what comedy is for. I like
Yeah.
it when people make fun of white people. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, and I was making fun of white people, and the email was like, "Hey, you seem to make fun of white people, but you didn't make fun of that more races." And I was like, "Oh,
So you weren't racist enough.
I wasn't racist enough. And then they were like, "Can you just like edit that and like whatever?" And then me and my team were like, "Sure, no problem." And then I get an email like a few hours later, like, "Hey, our company decided to go in a different direction. He doesn't have to be on the second show." And
Oh, damn.
I was like, fair, I guess.
Okay. You still get paid for the other one, or do you get paid for the whole thing? Or
Yeah, I still got paid.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said those are not the worst gigs, though. So because I've heard a lot of bombing stories from people at corporate gigs, just because it's not set up for comedy. I mean,
Hmm.
not even necessarily the Zoom, but like I heard like a story. I think Fahim had one where it was like a Toyota thing or something. It was like bright lights and like people's backs are turned, and it's just a terrible setting. Do you have like what's your biggest or craziest bombing story? You got to have a good one of those.
Craziest bomb was Florida, but it was a college. It wasn't a corporate. It was just like a college gig. And yeah, corporates and whatever aren't like the greatest, but like I feel like anytime I'm on stage, I'm like, I'm fine. This is like I can't complain. Like I'm having even if it wasn't that fun, I'm very thankful for everything I get. But this one was Florida. It was a college, and colleges are tough in their own way because you think you can relate to 18-year-olds, but then it's like, no, I don't. I don't at all. Like I was like, I went in there like, I'm cool, I'm fine. And then I get there, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not actually that cool anymore. Like I'm actually old. Yeah, I get sorry that I'm here. But but yeah, I'm like talking to these, doing my set in front of these kids, and I'm this time I actually um I got so what I do at college is I would like have students come up and then I'd ask them like, oh, do you have any problems? I'm a little bit older than you. I could probably give you some life advice. And that was like my thing. And then this kid goes up and just completely takes it to like a whole nother level where he's like, hey, I have herpes. Like, what do I do? And I was just like, oh God, like, oh no. Like, and then
I
there's
don't
like,
think there's anything you can do for that. There's
yeah.
no cure. Sorry,
Yeah.
buddy.
And there's like chaperones around. There's like there's like not teachers, but like advisors there, and they're just like watching this whole thing. And I'm just like, th- I was still like young in touring and doing colleges. I think that was like my second or third college I ever did, and then I didn't know what to do, and I just like completely just. He was like, I don't know. I think you could see a doctor for that. And like, I actually was just like, yeah, I was just like, I panicked. I was just like, yeah, go see a doctor or something. And it wasn't funny at all. And that kid just like got the best of me, and then I just went home very sad after that because like,
Wait, he got the best of you? Like, do you think he was fucking with you? Like he did it on purpose, or?
no, I don't think he was doing it on. Yeah, I think yeah, he was definitely doing it on purpose. But like, it's a weird line with that where like because he was easily fucking with me, but I can't just yell at kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't be like get to because it's technically when you're doing colleges, you're supposed to be clean. This was
Oh.
so it's like I can't really respond to this when there's like people who are sending me my paycheck are in the audience watching.
Yeah.
Like I can't just be like, well, you had fun though, right? You had a good time getting it. I can't really. It's like a weird because then it's like it gets kind of like you know
Yeah.
so I have to just be like, well, I hope the creams you get are top tier, you know, like I can't even probably say that, you know, like
Is it dreams? Oh god, that sounds so painful. Oh.
exactly, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yikes.
But
Okay.
that was the worst just because
That sounds rough.
that was just one of the times I've ever felt helpless on stage. Like I felt like, oh, I can't do anything. Like I have to let this one slide.
Yeah, you could just go like next. Next.
Exactly. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No comment on that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow, that's rough. Whew. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know how you guys. That's what I'm saying. Like when someone throws you a curveball, you're like you weren't expecting that. Like how do you gotta be like ready? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
In that instance, I had nothing. I had nothing. I just had to take that L and then learn from it.
Yeah. So when you before you get on stage, like when you're preparing, how do you write stuff? Like, is it you have a system or process? Or you have a bunch of post-it notes all over, and like, do you write every day, or is it just when you feel like it?
I would say I'm constantly writing like throughout the day. I never really my process is kind of weird. I have like super crazy like ADHD, so I'm not out here like sitting at a coffee shop like writing. I'm like actively like I'll be at walking my dog at the park, but I'm still like on my phone like tweaking stuff. I'll be e- like at the grocery store, I'm tweaking it. Like I'm just constantly thinking about it throughout the day. And I have like a formula of how I write jokes, and you can kind of see it in what I have out. But yeah, I'm constantly just like tweaking in my head, and like if I need to really remember it, I'll write it down in my on my phone. That's pretty much the process.
Yeah. Has there been any bits that bombed that you thought were funny that you tried to tweak more and more that you held on to because you just thought it was such a good bit?
Yeah, all the time. That happens so often. I'm trying to think of one here. Let me look in the notes. Yeah, that happens to like literally every other joke that I write. I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking banger, bro, and then it just it never works ever.
Shit. Yeah, it's so rough. Like comedy is I don't think people understand how hard it is. Like go to an open mic and either at least watch open mic comedians or try it yourself and see it's very hard.
Yeah, it, yeah, it's hard, but I feel like most people can get used to it and do it. I believe that anyone can do stand up. Maybe they might not make it, but I feel like everybody can do it and get some success from it.
Yeah. Well, how long did it take you? Because you started like around when you were in college, and then you got James Corden in 2019. How many years did it take to get James Corden from when you started?
Started in 20 end of 2012, and then when did I do that? 2019. So like
So
seven
7 years.
years. Yeah, 7 years. Uh,
Damn.
I did do a taping before that I don't think anybody saw. It was like maybe on Amazon, that the year before, I think. So around, but it's like I don't know. You measure success like in, well, at least I do in like steps.
Mhm.
Like I was doing a little bit of touring like colleges in like 2016 and 17. And at that time, I was like, I'm doing it. And I thought that was like a milestone for me.
Yeah.
Um,
You're getting paid to do your craft. That's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
beyond an open micer, that's for sure.
hmm And then I'm still growing and stuff like that. So like the next thing I get, I'm like, oh, it took me that long to get here. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
yeah.
Do you have things in your head of what you want to do next, like next steps, next milestones?
Yeah, like I definitely want to be like on TV, like acting and being in some cool TV show where I'm like some just being me, you know, like I don't know, just yeah, movies, TV, make my game show popping, like stuff like that.
Have you tried out for any film acting at all?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh,
Yeah, all the time. I've done a few commercials and I'm auditioning and stuff, but I haven't gotten uh anything crazy yet. But I feel it coming. I feel like this year something's cooking up. I can feel it.
yeah, I could see that. I mean, you definitely have a uniqueness about you that you'd be perfect for certain roles,
Thanks.
like the chill guy. Like you're almost have like a stoner vibe, but I don't even know if you smoke pot. You just
I
have that chill
I
vibe.
I do not smoke weed anymore. No, I haven't in years. I think I gave it up in like high school. Um like or college, like after high school. Yeah, I don't smoke weed because like you hear my voice now, like it's like I'm already at like a low, and then when I smoke weed, it's just like I get even lower. I just don't exist. I just so And I would notice this at
Yeah.
like places. I was like, I'm having a good time, but I don't think anybody remembers that I'm here. And
That is funny to think, like, yeah, like if you're not smoking pot, you definitely shouldn't because you're already
yeah,
pretty chill. So, like, I wouldn't say that you
yeah.
need more to chill out. Like, you're pretty chill. Like, I mean, appear that way. I don't know what's going on inside your brain, but
No, I think I'm doing okay. I don't know. But yeah, I would just be too I just shut down. I'd just be too quiet and like I'll be just like at a party and then my ride leaves and I was like, oh, I forgot. I'm like, okay, well, can you turn around and pick me up? Like
that's not good. Yeah.
yeah.
What about the opposite? Do you ever try like cocaine or like taking a lot of coffee and then do you get really? I couldn't picture you like being really hyper.
This is yeah, no, I drink coffee every day. My friends are like I'd go to music festivals a lot, you know, or not a lot, maybe like twice a year, but I go hard at music festivals. Like I
Oh,
went to Coachella this year.
yeah. You had to
Um,
joke about that. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
yeah, I try to make it a thing with my friends. We go every year. It's like a whole almost like reunion where people that I don't see as much as I would, we all get together one year and we go to Coachella, do all the drugs, and that then go home and go back to our normal lives. But yeah, I like doing those those drugs. Cocaine,
Which
no,
one? So
I
what
don't
is
do
that?
cocaine ever. I
What's the
don't.
Coachella drugs then? I don't know. I can't afford Coachella. Like,
A
what's
lot of Molly, Molly,
oh, okay.
Molly for
Rolling.
sure. Love that. Love that. Mushrooms. Love mushrooms. Love mushrooms. And the yeah, those are two my favorites
And
right
you
there.
can you mix those two together?
Yeah, you can. I never have, but my
Oh,
friends do all the time. Yeah,
so
they
like you
call it
do mushrooms one night and Molly the next or something, or
yeah, yeah. So Thursday is like the chill day at Coachella where you don't do anything. There's nothing
Hmm.
going on. It's just you setting up camp, and that's when I like to do the mushrooms because it's like, oh, we're just around. We have t quality time to spend with ourselves. We don't have to be running around and stuff. So we're all just like doing the chill drug, and then uh, you do Molly. So whenever you get lost, it's still a good time. Oh, you can't find your friends for like 3 hours? Hey, that's fine. You're having a good time anyway by yourself. So yeah, I'll do those. Yeah, but I only do that like twice a year. So that's why I try to I do a bit of I'm working on a bit about it right now. Uh, where it's like I'm trying to min max the fun in my life, like minimize danger but maximize like fun. So like I don't drink alcohol so I can vape. I vape. You know, that feels like an even exchange. And then I don't smoke weed, so I can do Molly sometimes. You know, that's like the premise that I'm working around. But that's what I'm trying to do.
yeah, no, that's good. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm the older I get, because I'm a little older than you, so it's like the older I get, I feel like the less shit I want to do, and it's all
Hmm.
about like you're right. It's all like risk and reward, and
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
alcohol just becomes like a chore almost. You're just like,
Hmm.
oh, like what am I doing? Like, and then you just feel so crappy for like days after. Sometimes
Exactly, exactly.
awful.
See, because if and then that's why I don't do cocaine. If I wanted to bring cocaine to my life, then I'd have to like take out like 7-Eleven taquitos, and I don't want to do that, you know? I want to, that stays in my life, okay?
7-Eleven taquitos, they're that good?
I love them. Yeah. It's a good snack when you're like when you're around one, or like you stop, like you're driving and you need to stop for gas or any gas station taquito, I'm okay with.
Oh my God. I just discovered this gas station with a Mexican restaurant inside. It's in the middle of nowhere in Arizona. And I looked at and it's weird because like you look on Google and it's like, 5 stars or whatever. And you're like, how
Yeah.
can this be? And then you try it and you go, holy shit, that was really fucking good Mexican food. What the hell?
Okay, you gotta tell me about this. I love I love
Yeah, it's in Wiki Up, Arizona. Like the road was closed, so we had to turn around and we're like, we can't eat anywhere. Everything's closed. Like, oh, this gas station has a Mexican restaurant. Oh, that's probably be terrible. And it was like really good.
Hell yeah. Those are always like hidden gems. There's this place in I stopped. Where did I stop? Patterson, California. And it's a gas station, but it also is an Indian food restaurant.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Indian food's like dangerous. It's like the fry bread and stuff.
Yeah. And then bro, and then Indian food and gas station. Oh, so dangerous.
Yeah,
But incredible. It was really, really good. I forgot what it's called, but it's in Patterson. I know.
Patterson. Where the hell's Patterson? Is that in the middle of nowhere?
It's close to the middle of nowhere. It's like right before the middle of nowhere. It's like 2 or 3 hours outside of the San Francisco
Okay.
on the way to LA.
Because you're originally from San Francisco, you moved to LA, but then you go back there for because that's where your family is and stuff. Or yeah,
I go back pretty often. Like maybe like once a month. I go and see family and do shows. It's just that's home, and I like being home.
yeah. So you said the crime is the crime pretty bad in San Francisco? I haven't been there in a while, but the last time I went, my car got broken into, and I was like, damn! Like it was like well, first night there, it was like it got broken. I was like, geez.
Yep, that happens all that's like the main thing that happens in the Bay Area. It's called um bipping. So
Dipping. Oh, I haven't heard
bipping.
that.
It's like you got bipped or you're
Bip.
bipping. So
Dipping.
it means it's like the Bay Area slang for your car window got smashed or you someone took something out of your car.
Yeah, don't they? Wasn't there a thing like I saw this on the news? I don't know if it was like if this is like a trend or if this was just like one small portion of people were doing this. Is like they were leaving their cars unlocked and the windows down. So it's like, hey, if you want to go in, like take whatever you want, kind of thing. Because they didn't want the windows to get smashed.
Yeah, that's become like a real thing where people would just have their windows rolled down just so people can see nothing's in there. No need to no need to go in. And I grew up with that. So like when I'm around in other states and even in LA, I get it doesn't happen in LA as much as it does the Bay Area. It feels like it's a very Bay Area specific thing. But my friends will leave stuff in their back seats, and I'm always like, "Hey, you just gonna leave that there?" And then they're like, "Yeah, well, why?" But I'm just so like wired from living in the Bay
Oh.
that people think I'm like weird. And I'm like, every time I leave my car anywhere, even if I'm like in a nice part of like Connecticut, I'm like, nah, we're putting everything in the trunk. We're hiding everything. It's just it's so ingrained in me. And people are like, hey, chill out. I'm like, nah. So you always stay ready, bro.
Yeah. No, especially if it's something you want, like that you can't replace. If you
Right.
know if it's some sort of like uh personal value to you that you know you won't be able to just buy another one on Amazon. Then
Like so many of my friends, their laptops get stolen, cameras. It's like
yeah, like what if you had your jokes written on that? Like you can't get your jokes back then.
that's true, but also that's kind of funny. I would hope they would read it and be like, "What the fuck was this guy into?"
Yeah, because if people looked at the rough drafts, it's probably a lot different than the finished product.
Yeah. Hopefully, when they look at my laptop, they're like, "Oh shit, we like this guy. It's just funny." And then they just come to a show.
Bring the computer back, say, "Sorry,
Yeah,
bro, like
yeah.
didn't mean to take this. Just
We
give
didn't
it
know
a
this was
truck."
your laptop.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I hope they can clean stuff. I love the Bay Area. I think it's so beautiful. I'm a little nervous to go.
Yeah.
And I always want to, because I'm a Seahawks fan. I want to go when they play the 49ers. I always want to, I haven't been to that new stadium yet.
Oh yeah. It's sick. It's far from San Francisco, but it's sick.
So was the old one. I feel like we took this long drive down this really crazy road. And have you ever been to that old stadium, Candlestick?
Yeah, but that was still like San Francisco adjacent. Like
Okay.
Santa Clara is like a different city. Like like it's far. It's like a few cities away.
Like an hour or?
Yeah,
Oh,
with traffic even more.
oh
Like
shit.
Santa Clara is the South Bay area, which is like Santa Clara is closer to San Jose than it
Oh,
is San
wow.
Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah. But the
Uh,
stadium is nice and it's
Yeah,
like safe or?
yeah, it's
Oh,
cool. Because Santa Clara is like a really bougie part of the Bay Area.
oh, okay. Is that where all the like the tech
Yep.
billionaires live and stuff?
Yep.
Or? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. That's where all the tech people live now. But as far as like San Francisco is pretty like if you just stick to like the nice parts, you're fine. It's just if you go like downtown or whatever. And then outside of the Bay Area, there's a lot of cool, safe cities. Like it's just really like San Francisco. It's like kind of crazy. And then I guess Oakland and Richmond.
Yeah, I love the what is the city? Oh God, it's like near Oakland actually. That was the last time I was in San Francisco. I guess it was more recent, but God, what is that city called where my girlfriend's cousin lived? And it was really cool. And then we went down to San Francisco and went to like the is it Chinatown? Is that what it's called, that area? That's
Is it
like
Chinatown?
yeah, it was all I love the history there. Like it's such a neat city.
Yeah. Chinatown is like actually a really fun place to party. A lot of
Yeah.
people go. There's like a lot of I love the bars there because all the bars look like there's an illegal underground fighting tournament under it.
Yes.
Yeah, it like looks cool. I love going to Chinatown.
Yeah, I wonder if there was speakeasies at some point because I mean I feel like that's probably been around almost as long as Prohibition. Maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know
I'm
history.
terrible at history and dates. I probably now someone's gonna comment and say, "You fucking idiot! What are you talking about?"
But there definitely is because I'll do shows in San Francisco in basements where I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this was down here. And it's just like a full on, like it looks like it used to be a bar. Like sick.
Yeah, that I love that kind of stuff. That's awesome. Like, yeah, we have like in Arizona we have Tombstone. It's like a old historic old West town, and they have the what's it called, the Birdcage Saloon, and it's like basically they locked it up at one point, like in the like 1920s or whatever, and then they just left it, and then they reopened it like I don't know 20 years ago or something, and it was just left as is. So it's like really well preserved. It was a total like a whorehouse and stuff. It's crazy. It's like so fascinating though. The building looks amazing.
Hell yeah, let's bring it back. Let's bring
Yeah.
back the horror house. Let's do
I
it.
feel like well, it is legal in what, Nevada, and like certain parts on the Bunny Ranch or whatever is the one
Oh
legal
yeah.
whorehouse, and the whole. It's so weird that would be so weird to go to a legal whorehouse.
You know what? I'm about it. I'm gonna go. Why not? Just to experience it. Because
Yeah.
I've never been to it. That's so funny. The Bunny Ranch. Like I've never been or whatever, but I remember that was like on HBO. They had like a show about
Oh,
it.
okay. I heard about it on Stern when I used to listen to Howard Stern. They'd always talk about
Okay.
it.
I remember when I was a kid, we had like HBO, and then when my parents would fall asleep, it'd be
Real
you'd go.
sex.
Yeah, but then like the Bunny Ranch was one of those shows. It was just like a
Mm.
reality TV show on that, and I would see that, and I'm like,
Yeah, so fascinating to. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to. I'm sure a lot of that stuff goes on in every city. You just don't know about it. It's illegal. It's underground. It's in probably those basements you're talking about.
yeah. LA, I see it. Like I see it on the streets. There's like one street in LA where there's just like a bunch of like prostitutes and stuff.
Well, yeah, there's those ones, but I'm saying like there's probably like the more like high class one that's like
Oh.
kind of underground, right? Like what was the one lady that I feel like Charlie Sheen went to see her? It was like she had the
Oh, I forgot
little
her
black book.
name.
I forget her name, but she was like super famous.
I
Like
remember
I
that.
think she wrote a book about it and everything, and like
Mhm.
she had this huge business. It was like millions of dollars a year and high class hookers,
Yeah. Oh.
or sorry, sex workers or whatever the PC term is. I don't want to offend anyone.
It's okay.
I mean, people that have sex for money. I don't know.
Right. Content creators. This is all content
Well,
creators.
yeah, now
Content creators.
it's
Yeah.
OnlyFans. It's
Yeah.
like it's totally yeah. Things have changed since when I was a kid. It was like girls would get called like whores and stuff, and now it's like hey, you're smart. You're making millions of dollars, and
Yeah.
for you, entrepreneur.
Yeah. Honestly, like I would rather do OnlyFans than do food reviews in my car.
Or what is that thing like the mukbang or whatever? Have you seen those things where the guys they just like put all this food and smash it in their faces and they get like this one guy, you see him when he started his channel and he looked kind of like me, like he was pretty normal or whatever. And now he's like 300 pounds and it's like, it's really sad actually. Like just for the
Yeah.
clicks, they're doing it. It's crazy.
I know. It's like yeah, it's crazy what people are doing now and like what moves like numbers.
Well, yeah, you almost need to do something crazy. Like, how do you stand out? As me, I'm just a podcaster. I don't have like comedy bits. I'm not on a TV show. So how do I'm just like every other fucking guy who's got a podcast, but there's 4 million of us.
Right. Well, I was literally talking about this with my friend this morning, and we were just talking about how like we were watching a clip of this guy. He was just playing video games, and he was like being bad at the game. But then when you, yeah, but he's like huge. He's like a huge streamer, and he's
And he
like,
sucks at, I could do that.
no, but here's the thing, he's good. Like he used to he's a former professional gamer, right?
Okay.
But what he did was he would just purposely be like normal people couldn't see this, but in entertainment, like I noticed, like I can tell,
Oh.
like he's purposely being bad, and then the clip is and he's getting mad that he's bad. Clearly, he's not. He used to be a professional gamer. You really think he's like being?
This
He's
sounds like I can't believe this guy has a big like playing a game and like, oh no, I screwed up the game. Oh, and then
but
it's like people are
yeah,
like, oh wow, this is good. This is good stuff.
but what it does is like people start commenting, "Oh, you're washed. You don't got it anymore. You
Yeah.
suck. You're bad." And then all that's doing is driving so much traffic to your page.
Jeez.
So so people are like, "Oh, you used to be a professional gamer. You fucking suck now." And he's like, but he's at home like, "Thank God I'm getting all these comments." You know what I mean? Like, you
Yes.
don't know how many
Yes.
people, but like, and I'm clearly watching the clip and I'm like, "Oh, like he could have easily hit those shots. Easily. It wasn't like a difficult shot to make in the game. But he's just doing it to rage, and then people see that they're like, you suck. You're so bad." And it just sucks now where a lot of us now, like a lot of even stand-up clips, like are just doing rage bait to get engagement. And like I have friends who will rage bait on purpose. Like I'll post a clip and then my friends will, good friends of mine, like best friends of mine, will
Mhm.
just comment, "Hey bro, this isn't cool." And like then another person will, like another one, best friend will comment, "Bro, this is not a good way of thinking." And then what happens is my fans or fans of people of things of the clip will comment their thing being like, "Dude, it's a fucking joke."
Wow.
My friends know it's a joke.
This is brilliant. This is like I'm getting like behind the curtain. This is great stuff.
Yeah, my friends know it's a joke. And then
Yeah.
they'll comment, "No, this is against God." Like, you know what I mean? And then what happens? You're arguing. How many
Yeah.
you went from one comment to 59, and then that's just boosting, boosting, boosting. And it's just so crazy that like now, and I don't hate on it. I think it's like an interesting strat, but it's like we're instead we're all looking kind of for hate now
Yeah. No,
because it drives more
that's the
engagement.
algorithm.
Yeah, it's the algorithm. Yeah.
It reinforces people arguing with each other. And I
Yeah.
fucking hate trolls and I hate arguing. But if I get other people to do it for me,
Yeah,
then I can just sit back and just watch it and just watch the
exactly.
chaos unfold.
So now when you post clips of your pod, make sure you have your friends comment racial things and
Yeah.
rage bait stuff. Be like, "Hey, this is you can't say this."
Yeah.
You
You
shouldn't
know,
say
maybe
this on
that's
your
what my
pod.
because some of my family members comment on my stuff and they're always angry. Like maybe they're trying to help me out. Maybe that was the whole intention all along.
Hey, that works, bro.
Yeah, I'll
That
take that.
works.
I'll message them and thank them and say, hey, thanks for that. Yeah, wink, wink. Like, yeah, you didn't really mean that stupid, ridiculous comment that you posted, did you? Yeah, you were just trying to help me out. Okay, thanks. I got it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, what else can we? Anything else you have to promote? You may be working on a new special, just haven't got it all ready yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten ready yet. I'm still talking to a couple people that I'm trying to work with. But just just follow me on Instagram. Check out my pod, my game show. Um, just
What is the game show called? I don't know if I could find it.
it's called The Meter.
Okay.
It's on everywhere you can get pods, and it's on YouTube. We took a break to reinvent the thing, but we just started recording again, and we're gonna start dropping in a few weeks. So
Is this the thing where like your top episode was one where you mentioned feet or something like that?
yeah, and it's so funny that that has the most views, and we don't even talk about feet in it at all. Like we probably mention it for like 2 minutes in the podcast. So people click it, and on the analytics, the people watch the first like 3 minutes, and then they hop off because
Yeah,
there's no feet. We're not talking about feet until like halfway
right.
through the episode. So they're
Okay.
like, so there's a
So
lot
that's
of
another thing I'm learning from you is that feet, hookers, and rage bait is what I need to focus on.
yeah. Well, I don't know if you have to focus on hookers, but
Oh, well, you seemed interested in that. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming there's
but not for my algorithm, just for me
oh, okay.
personally.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, just an experience. You know, it's like
Okay. That goes in the Molly and
yeah,
the
it's like
that's
that's like
different.
it's like you take your family to
Business and
Disneyland.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha. Awesome.
yeah. Just follow that. That we don't talk about feet, but that's how you know like people are creepy for feet. So
Yeah. Super weird, but okay. Yeah, that's what I was like. I think somebody could have an OnlyFans and just show their feet and not even have to show their tits or whatever, and they could still get a huge following. They have
yeah,
nice feet.
yeah. It's
Maybe if I painted my feet with like red nail polish, I could pretend to be a girl's feet, and how would they know? I have pretty nice feet.
hey, brother, if it gets you thousands and thousands of dollars, I support it.
All right, I'm gonna think about that. I got some ideas now. This is a good brainstorming session. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for doing this. And yeah, I'll
dude.
put the link to what like you have. Should I put the website in the show notes or the?
Just put my Instagram
Okay.
at Andrew_Rolfo, and I post most of my like dates and everything that you would ever want from me will be in there.
Perfect. Well, yeah, if you ever come to Phoenix, let me know. I'll come
Definitely.
see you.
All right. Hell yeah,
All right.
bro.
Thanks. See you later.
Thanks, Doug.
Every topic, one of a kind. From the rockers to the wise men. So